Welcome! In this demo, I'll show you how to prepare an automated CM auto-clearing file for Vista by Viewpoint. First, let's start by creating a new tab where we can set up the columns for our upload file. Let's name the columns Company, Bank Account, Check Number, Amount, and Date Cleared. Initially, you can manually enter the data by adding 1 as the index, inputting the account number, and copying the list of checks, amounts, and cleared dates. You could then paste that data into the respective columns. And you could drag the values down to fill the entire range. While this would work, we're aiming for something more sophisticated to avoid repetitive copy-pasting. To do this, let's automate the process using an index number as a lookup reference. Next, let's go back to the Power Query Editor. Click on Get Data, then select Launch Power Query Editor. Once inside, navigate to the Check tab. From there, go to the Add Column menu and click on Index Column. Choose to start the index from the number 1. Then, right-click the index column and choose Move to Beginning to make this the first column in our table. This index number will act as a unique identifier for each line. Now let's go to File and click Close and Load. Next, we navigate to the sheet name Check, where we have the index number column. Let's insert a new column in the Upload Check sheet and use a formula that references the index column from the Check tab. If the index is blank, it will return a blank value. Otherwise, it will return the index. We can then drag the formula all the way down to the end. To account for any errors when dragging beyond the data, we'll add an if-error function, which will return a blank for any errors. Let's drag this formula down to around 1,000 rows, covering the maximum number of expected transactions and leaving blank cells where necessary. Once the column is filled, let's highlight the data we don't want to upload, just to keep things organized. I'll highlight these cells in blue and label them as index. Now, be aware that when adding data from different sources, such as different bank accounts, these numbers may change slightly. To handle this, we can link specific fields to update automatically. For example, we'll enter relevant details into the designated cells and drag the formula down to cover the required range, let's say up to 1,000 rows. Next, we'll use a VLOOKUP function to pull in the check numbers from the other tab. The check number is in column 7, so we'll set it to retrieve an exact match. For the amounts and cleared dates, we'll do the same, adjusting the column reference for each value. Now, drag the formula down to cover 1,000 rows. You'll notice that the values appear, even if there's no data. To handle this, we'll use an if statement to ensure only valid data is displayed. Now, let's refine the formula. We'll wrap the VLOOKUP function with another if statement to ensure that if the cell is blank, it returns a blank value. Otherwise, it will display the formula. Apply this to the check number, amount, and clear date columns as well. Once you've done this, copy the formulas down the rows, covering up to 1,000 entries. You'll notice that the cells without data will now remain blank, which is exactly what we want. For better visibility, freeze the panes to keep the headers in view as you scroll through the data. Now, to finalize, we need to create a template in Vista. Navigate to Templates and label the columns as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Highlight the entire data range, up to the last filled row, and save it as a CSV file. This CSV file is now ready to be used as an auto-clearing upload in Viewpoint. And that's it. You've now successfully created an automated bank transaction file for upload. Thank you for watching. For further information or to see some of the exciting solutions we're working on, use the link in the description or reach out to us using the contact details provided.